Okay, we're gonna try this again. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay. I think it might be working. Gosh, I hope you can hear me. Anlin, can you see? I'm going to ask. My husband is in the room with me, and like I said, this is the very first time I'm doing this, so I want to check and see if I can hear. Let me check YouTube and see if we're on there too.
I didn't get an email. Should I?
Please bear with me here for just a moment.
Got it.
Okay, looks like we're on YouTube, so that's good. Okay. Oh my goodness, I hope y'all are doing all right. Okay. So, hi! As you can see, it's my first time really going live, like seriously going live, and I couldn't be more excited and, to be perfectly honest with you, more nervous because I've been so worried that things aren't going to work. You wouldn't be able to hear me, and of course when I went live initially the microphone wasn't on, and I'm still learning all of this stuff. I'm not a technology genius by any means, but anyway, I'm so glad that we're here. I hope we have some people here with me. Hello to everybody. I'm going to check and see if I can see. Oh my goodness, we do have a couple of people. Yay! How exciting. Okay, well, quick little intro, I guess. Today I've been finishing up some preparations. I have a couple of cards to show you guys. Oh, I have my glasses on my head. You're going to get to see me with glasses on for the first time because I can't see anything. Anyway, I've been preparing for this. I've got a couple of cards that I want to make with you guys tonight. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try and remember to take a look at comments and see if I can answer any questions. If you have questions, please let me know. It's a little bit dark in here right now because it's a super sunny day here in Michigan, which is absolutely beautiful, and it just makes you feel so much better with everything that's going on. But we've had to cover up the window to my left here because it was so bright and blinding me. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you guys are feeling good, and I'm really hoping that this is going to give you guys a little bit of me time, a little bit of time away from the husband, away from the kids, and just some time so you can just kind of get into your own head and be creative and have a little fun. And if I can teach you anything along the way, then great. So long enough intro. I don't want everybody to be going, boy, I wish you would just get to it. I'm going to switch cameras here, and I'm going to show you a couple things we're going to be working with to get started. Okay, I showed you guys these in my intro, my little intro video that I did the other day. This is the Puddle Jumper Stamp Set. This is by far one of my favorite stamp sets that we have ever done, and it's because of this little stamp right here. I just love that this stamp is full of action. It's so much fun. I know a lot of people can be intimidated when they're coloring skin, so we were actually very careful not to put a lot of skin in this because we wanted this to be a really easy color, something that you could do quickly and not have to spend a tremendous amount of time on. I think this stamp set is perfect for what's going on in the world today because it's so happy. It's inspirational. We have some things in here for encouragement where it says under the weather, hope you feel better. We're actually going to be using some of this right here. I love this rainbow. The rainbow has really kind of become a symbol of of what's going on in the world today, a symbol of encouragement and inspiration. So we're going to be working with that. That's going to be part of our second card. But I thought this would be so much perfect. I love this one right here. It says sunshine. It's really nice and big. So we have different fonts in here. It's just a super fun stamp set. On the back of our sets, we always try and give you a little bit of color inspiration. And of course, I always write LDRS on mine so that I know that this is one that I've used, and I know that it's my sample set. So we're pairing it with the rainy day stencil. I'm going to open this up. On the back, we show you a really good image of what the stencil looks like. But I want to tell you guys a little bit about this stencil. And you know, we're really, really careful when we design our scene building stencils. That's what we call these, scene building, because you can use one stencil. You don't have to buy 3 or 4 different stencils. You can use one of them to build a full scene. So we have these really, really nice billowing clouds up on the edge here. Makes it super easy to do cards, and I'm going to show, or clouds. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. We have the full clouds here that you can stencil. Then we have these beautiful rain droplets to complete your scene, the portion that's in the sky. And then at the bottom here, this is going to be for grass. And depending on how you tilt this, you can make it look like it's kind of going down a hill or up a hill or just a nice flat plane. So in one stencil, you have 4 different options. You can combine these to create a whole scene, which I just think is fantastic. I think it's a lot of fun. So with that being said, we're going to get started on that. So I have got some blender card here, and this is a Strathmore, what is it called? Haley, can you do me a favor? Can you get that yellow pack right there? Because I want to show you guys what this is, and I should have got this. It's really, really great for blending inks together, and here it is. This is my favorite. This is Strathmore Bristol. It's the Bristol Smooth. And this is fantastic for blending inks, no matter what kind of inks you're really going to be blending. I just love this. I buy the whole pack. I actually buy a few of them at a time, and I just keep them on hand. So we're going to be working with hybrid inks today because I love hybrid inks. Let me put the 3 colors up that we're going to be working with right here. I'll show you these. And I've got my little blender brushes. Let's see. This one is called Swimming Hole. It's a beautiful blue. And this one is our Banana Cream Pie. This is one of our new set of 12 colors. It's part of the new colors set. And then this one is Soft Kisses, which is also a part of that color set. I want to show you what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to create. So in this, you can see that I used that rainy day stencil, and I used the Puddle Jumper stamps here. So the stencil, we're going to use that border that's up on the top right here, and we're going to build this part up in here. So we're going to use that blue and then the pink and the yellow and kind of rainbow layer it, which I think is just so pretty. And then we're going to have some raindrops at the bottom, and then we're going to layer our stamps on the top from the Puddle Jumper set. So let me show you how we're going to do that. I have my little blender brushes here. I have one for each color. And these are just, you know, to be honest with you, they're just little makeup brushes that I got from Amazon, and then I labeled them on the back, and they work just fine. I got them really inexpensively one day. I was just kind of shopping around, and I thought, boy, I just want to get something really quickly. So I got a whole pack of them for next to nothing. Let me get a piece of scrap paper. It's always a good idea to have a piece of scrap paper, because I don't want to get all my ink all over everything. So here we go. So we're going to start at the top, and I'm going to kind of stagger this stencil a little bit. So I've got the one here that says Swimming Hole, and I'm going to grab some of this blue, the Swimming Hole blue. Now, oh, I'm so sorry about the shadows. I mentioned that we have all this sunshine, which is wonderful, but at the same time, it creates a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, I'm going to blend some of that color off so it's not too strong. And then I'm going to start right at the stencil edge and just make some circles. Now this hybrid ink, I'm going to give you a little sales pitch here because I love hybrid ink. And the hybrid ink is so fantastic because you can use it with just about any craft medium that you want to work with. So if I want to stamp with this, and I want to color with alcohol markers, I can do that. Alan, can you hand me that cloth over there? So I can use it with alcohol markers. Oops, looks like I went off a little bit. I'm just going to wipe some of that off there. I can stamp and I can use it with watercolors. If I want to color blend like I'm doing right now, let me grab the pink. If I want to stamp on glossy surfaces, if I want to do stenciling, it's perfect. So this is going to be the soft kisses. So the point is, I don't have to think about what medium I'm working with. I just have to grab my color and go. And I love that. So I'm going to come in with my pink, my soft kisses. I'm going to wipe that color off of my stencil. And then I'm going to move it over, slide it over here and kind of stagger it. Color this up so I don't go in the wrong one. And then this one is the banana cream pie. I'm going to pick up some of that. Now my thinking on this when I layered these together was I wanted to use that You Are My Sunshine on a Rainy Day little sentiment there. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if in these clouds, in the middle of these clouds, we had the sunshine coming through? Because in all honesty, I think that's kind of what today is all about these days. What we want to have is that little bit of sunshine coming through so that we know everything is going to be all right. So that's kind of my thinking on this. So now I'm going to go back to the pink, the soft kisses, and I'm going to do another layer here. And I'm not being real careful about how far apart these layers are because I don't think it really matters. And if you notice, I'm making this one a little bit brighter than I did the original because when I was done with the original, I wasn't really happy with how light I made it. Whoops. So I'm gonna go a little bit darker on this one. But look how easy this is. It's just, it's relaxing. Oops, let me brush off a little bit. There we go. That was supposed to be blue, wasn't it? Oopsie. I'm going to do one more layer and I'm going to make it blue. I think I mentioned somewhere that I was going to be probably making mistakes as I do this because when you're crafting live, that's what happens. I mean, actually, when you're crafting at home, that's what happens. I make mistakes all the time, everybody. And you can either start over or you can keep going. And I don't think it's that big of a deal, so I'm just going to keep going. I remember when I was in dance classes when I was younger, and yeah, I would be so nervous when I would have like a solo dance number. And I remember my mom saying to me, and I've told my son the same thing, if you make a mistake, just keep going because you're the only one up there and nobody's going to know the difference. You will be the only one that knows. And you know what? She was right. And so I tell my son that, you know, when he's in the jazz band at school. So I tell my son that same thing. It's funny how you hear your mom say, you hear your mom's voice all the time, the things that you say. But I tell him that same thing, that he is going to, he's going to be the only one up there if he's got a solo. So what difference does it make if he makes a mistake? Okay, so now I've got my clouds here, and now I want to go in with these little rain droplets. And all I have to do is line these up. Now here's the thing, if I want to angle this, then I can have the rain droplets look like they're kind of coming in on an angle. I can go this direction if I want, so it makes it look like the wind is blowing and it's kind of, you know, a stronger rainy day. But I want this to look like it's more just a light rainy day. So I'm going to put them straight. And I'm going to get my swimming hole here, brush some of that off, and I'm just going to come in over these little rain droplets here. This is just so easy and so fun. And when I move this, you're going to see that it suddenly just looks like it's raining, and it's so pretty. And it's calming. I don't know what it is about the rain. I actually sleep better on rainy nights. I think it's very relaxing and very calming. Look how fun that is. I just love it. I think it's so sweet and just so pretty. But there's something about the sound of the rain. Oops, there's my hair. Sorry about that. Telling you, gotta get used to it all. Let me see. I'm gonna look at some comments here. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. Who's here? We've got Susan and oh, Sandy's here. Who's here? Oh my goodness gracious. Hi everybody. It's so nice to see people here. You know, you always wonder, you know, when you throw a party if anybody's gonna show up. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Let me check on Facebook over here. I don't see. Oh, here we go. Melanie, Jeannie, Melissa. Oh, hi, everybody. Oh, Karen, you're here too. Cool. Oh, how fun. Very, very cool. Okay, so we've got that done. Wasn't that easy? I mean, how long did that take? We've been on here for, what, 18 minutes, and I think I jibber-jabbered for the first 5, so really that didn't take long at all. So the next thing we're going to do, if I can find my stamp set, I'm going to put these away, make some room. You know, I'm working on a small area here, so got to make sure that the camera can actually fit over what you're doing. So it's getting dark in here now. It looks like the sun's going down. I wonder if we should turn the lights up a little bit. So I'm going to get this stamp set out now. This is a photopolymer stamp set. This is made in the USA, as are our stencils, by the way. Let's see. Let me get some of my tools out here. Okay. From this stamp set, let me get this out of the way. I promise you next time I do this, I will be a little more organized. I'm still kind of learning how to do all this. So I've got my little stamping tool out here, and yes, I'm using the Tim Holtz one because it's the small one that I have, and I love it. What do I want? So this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we want to build. We want the sunshine here, the UR sunshine, and on a rainy day. So we're going to grab those. I'm going to line this up. Let's see, do I have any? I'm going to line this up. Oh, if you guys haven't thought about this, I saw somebody do this in a video once, and I thought it was the coolest thing. You know the little magnets that you get to go with these little stamping tools? You know, I can never pick those things up. And what's even worse is when they clip together like that, and then you're trying to peel them apart. If you put a little bit of tape over them, you can just pull them apart like that. Super easy. Just a little tip in case you didn't already know. So I'm going to line this up. The first thing I'm going to stamp is the sun. And you know what? I'm thinking, because I went darker with my yellow than I did on the original, I think I'm going to grab a different color of an ink pad to go with it. Because I want to make sure that I really see that sunshine, those rays. Oops, sorry about my hair. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to put the sunshine here. I'm going to line this up a little bit because I want to make sure I get everything in the right spot. So let's get my sunshine stamp out. And I'm going to lay this right over here. So if I want the sunshine to go right about in the center here. Oops, sorry. And then I'm going to lay the sun right here. I have my handy dandy husband here to let me know when my head is in front of the camera. So sorry. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a good spot for it. All right, make sure it's nice and straight. And I'm going to close this and pick up that stamp. Move this a little bit closer to hold it in place. And get this inked up. Now this is layered stamping, and again, Hybrid Inks, perfect for layered stamping. Absolutely love them. The colors just really come through beautifully. Look how gorgeous that is. I just love this. I think it's so pretty. This card to me just looks like hope and happiness. I just think it's really, really pretty. And it's really simple to make. So we're done. That one that I used was called Dandelion, by the way. It's a much deeper yellow, really pretty. So the next thing I'm going to put on here is going to be my Sunshine stamp. And I'm doing this one next because, well, here's the thing. This Sunshine stamp is the one that dictates where everything else goes. And I'm going to have to get my head in here just a little bit because I got to look over the top. So I'm so sorry about that. There we go. Precise placement. So I'm going to close this, pick that up. Now, let me tell you a little something about these the stamps when you have these big flat surfaces like the word sunshine. Sometimes you're going to have to stamp it more than once just because, let me see, that didn't seem like it was flat. Just because it's a big flat surface. Now this is our Raven ink. It is a real true deep black ink. I couldn't think of a better name for it than Raven. Isn't that pretty? One of the things that I remember doing, I see a couple of little white spots there, but I remember back when I started out and I was doing project design for some other companies, I had a hard time finding a really true black ink, something that was a real midnight black. And so when I was putting these this hybrid ink, the hybrid ink colors together, and I was figuring out what I wanted to do in terms of color, that was a real goal of mine, was to make sure that I had a real true black. And this Raven ink is just that. So let me see, I've got On a Rainy Day right here, and then You Are My. One of the really cool things also about this sentiment set, I don't think I pointed it out before, is we have little fragments of sentiments, of statements here, so you can make your own sentiments. You can kind of build them up and put them together. So here I've got You Are My, and actually that looks really great right there. So it's going to end up saying, You Are My Sunshine on a Rainy Day, which I just think is so sweet. Let's get that lined up. There we go. Hopefully it's straight. If it's not, you know what? It's handmade. It's not supposed to be perfect. Another little tip. Don't worry so much about everything being perfect. If it's made with love, that's the most important thing. My husband is over there kind of thinking, this is my wife, she's so corny. But you know what? It's true. Look how pretty that is. I just think it's so sweet. Yay. Okay, just wiping that up a little bit with water. You know what? I don't always worry about cleaning my stamps. I know a lot of people do, and I used to worry about it. And I've decided not to worry so much about certain things all the time. So I clean it with water. You know, I do go over them sometimes. If I wanted to go over, if I left a little bit of residue on there and I was going to stamp with a much lighter ink, I would probably go over it with the cleaner, just to make sure that, you know, I don't get any residue on it when it stamps. But for the most part, I don't always clean them right away, so shame on me, I'm sorry. So here is the background. Super easy, 1, 2, 3. It's a lot of fun. I have that little blue smudge up there, but you know what? I don't really even care. I just think it's so sweet and so pretty. So I am going to move on. Let's see. Let me put this down here. And I'm going to pull the stamp set over here again, because now this is something I did ahead of time because I didn't want to bore you guys with a lot of coloring. I went ahead and I took this favorite little stamp of mine right here, and I stamped it out, and I stamped it out in the Raven Hybrid ink, and let it dry. One thing about the hybrid inks is you do have to let them dry for, like, you know, I mean, I'd say maybe let it dry for a minute. It's not an extended period of time, but I wouldn't stamp and then start coloring immediately with an alcohol marker or with a watercolor, only because it's a combination ink, and so it's going to have a little bit of a longer drying time. So set it aside, finish your stamping, and then come back and do your coloring. So, and then I just fussy cut this out. And here's the thing, a little thing about me, I do not like to fussy cut. It drives me nuts. I'm not very precise. I make mistakes. I don't cut real smooth. So I love having dies. But one of the things we were really careful with, because this this stamp set does not have dies, but we were really, really careful in making sure that it had really, really simple lines all around. So guess what? It's very easy to cut out, and this is one that I honestly did not mind fussy cutting. So anyway, so I colored it up, and I cut it out, and here we have the little water down here that they're going through the little puddle, and I chose this little puddle here and this little ducky, and then all I did was put some foam on the back, and let's see here, let's peel that off. Uh-oh, Alan, we lost the camera.
Which one?
The one in front of me. Hold on, everybody. We'll be back up in a moment. We just lost them both. There we go. Sorry about that. Still working out the kinks. So anyway, I got all of that off of the back of there. Get this off of the back of the foam here. Not sure what happened with the cameras there, so we're going to have to figure that one out then too. Oopsie. And now look at this little ducky. Make it look like, I'm going to kind of tilt it so he's just kind of jumping up there in that puddle. How cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is the most you will hear me saying. Sorry about that. So here is this one. Oh, let me put this on a card base. And then this one can, oops, let me make a mess here. This one will be able to go out to, isn't that some big hefty gun there? Goodness gracious. Does the job. These are the, I'm sure you guys have a lot, everybody probably has these, but we use these when we go to like shows and we do our make and takes and stuff like that. It makes it really, really easy. So let's put this right on. I should have my glasses on for this. There we go. How sweet is that? And then I can just hand write a little note in there, and I can send this out as, you know, I mean, really, you think about it, you could send this out to somebody in your family that you miss. You could send this out to, like a nurse or a doctor, somebody at, you know, one of the hospitals, to give them a little thank you for, you know, for their service. It's just, it's a really uplifting and sweet card. I think it's so pretty. So I hope that you guys will make some of these yourself, or at least I hope you maybe learned a little technique, or if nothing else, I just hope you enjoyed, you know, watching me do this. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Do we have any other, I can see comments here. Oh my goodness, thank you everybody. Let me see if there's anything. Anybody have any questions for me? How do I keep my fingers clean from the ink? Oh boy, that's a good question. I don't. I'm being extra careful. I guess I didn't get any on me right now. Yeah, that's, no, I don't. And sometimes I think my favorite is when I've just had my nails done, and then I'm crafting, and I'll get nice, you know, Raven ink on my fingers, on my fingernails, and you know, what do you do then? So no, I don't keep them clean. Let me see, are there any other questions for me? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So we have that one done. Let's move on to card number 2. Let's see, let me get everything over here.
push it off.
No. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so, ooh. Whoa, that wasn't okay. Sorry about that. I was somehow in fluorescent. Oh my goodness. Like I said, we're gonna have to work out some kinks here. Okay, hope y'all enjoyed that. That was like kind of crazy. Okay, remember when I mentioned this little rainbow and the Hope You Feel Better? We're gonna use those on our next card, and this is what I want to make. All right. That was kind of scary. That was like a freaky movie. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Okay. Let's see. This one I think is just so pretty and so colorful. So for this card, we use that rainbow, and we use the Hope You Feel Better, and the Love You this is actually one of our new dies. I love these dies. They're little word dies, and I think we have 5 of these all together. There's like Love You and Miss You and Thinking of You, but I thought this Love You was going to be perfect. Here's a little example on the back of a card that you can make with it. So we're going to use that, and then we're also going to use this scalloped rectangle frame set. And if you're not familiar with our nested frame sets that we have, one of the things that used to drive me nuts way back in the day was when I first started getting dies, was getting like a set of rectangles, and I just had all these nested rectangles of the same rectangle. And what I found I was doing was using like the 2 biggest dies in the set, and then all of the others I wouldn't use. So I wanted to make sure that when we put some of these frame sets out, I wanted to make sure that all the dies were usable or useful, so that you didn't pay all this money for a die set and then you only use the top 2. So I just thought it was such a waste. At least the way that I craft it was a waste. It's not to say, it's not a slam against, any of those sets. It's just the way I craft, I wasn't using them. So I wanted to make sure we have this outer die here, for example, which is our big A2 die, and then we nested in scallops, and then we nested in, this is a solid rectangle here, and it actually has some little like oval slits in there, and then we have this pretty oval frame, and then a couple of different shapes. So everything here is useful. We're not repeating the same thing over and over again. So, and it shows you all the sizes and everything on the back. So that's what we're going to do. So with that, I used the second die of the set here, and some of this I already pre-cut and pre-did for you because I didn't think you needed to sit and watch me, die cut. So this is done. Can we get any more light over here? Maybe shine some light. Actually, it's pretty good on the screen there. I see it's just not very good on this one. Okay, so I cut this rectangle, and let me move this stuff off to the side. I need a bigger working space here. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp that, what is it called? I want to call it an umbrella, but that's not what it is. It's a rainbow. I'm going to get that rainbow stamped. So let me get that out of the set. And here we go. And I'm going to position this up toward the top. Now, if you look at the card here that I did ahead of time to show you, I positioned the rainbow up toward the top. I want to make sure I have enough space for this little sentiment and for the Love You die cuts at the bottom there. So I'm going to position this up toward the top. I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch from the top and just make sure that's straight and centered, and you can see me being very anal about it. There we go. Is it straight? All right. So let's pick that up, and I'm going to stamp that with the raven. Oops, and I ink that up again. Got stuff underneath here, so Hopefully I'm laying that in the right spot because I noticed that the paper popped up a bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let me wipe any excess off of here just with a little bit of water. And I'm going to put this one away. I do put them away every time when I'm done with them, just because I don't want to get anything on me. So, all right, I'm going to take this now and I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to give that a few minutes just to dry. And then we're going to go to this cardstock. This is just black cardstock. Here's a little thing. This is actually, I don't know if you can see, but it actually has some texture. I don't know if you can hear that. It has some texture, but I don't want to stamp on that because it won't stamp really smooth. So I flipped it over to the back side where it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to grab, notice this says, hope you feel better. But I'm going to show you what I did. And you can do this too. You can do this a couple of different ways if you want. It's actually one stamp, the hope you feel better. It actually went together like this in one stamp. Okay, let me put the black behind it so you can see that better. It actually went like this together. Now, if you want to take that and just mask off the top, like where it says hope you feel, or mask off the better, you could do that. I just kind of jumped right in and cut it apart. So shame on me, but that's what I did. This way I can line them up really easily. And it's just a little, I just kind of dive in and go for it. So sorry if some of you are cringing at me right now, but that's just the way it is. Oh, I'm also going to be, if you notice this was done in white, I'm also going to be embossing with this. So let me get my embossing stuff out here so that I am ready to go. All right, and I'm gonna have to apologize. Oh my gosh, I am creating a mess. I'm really not a messy crafter. I'm just lacking space, I think. So, okay. Here we go. So this is our watermark. You guys have worked with a watermark before. We have a watermark. It works absolutely the same as every other watermark. So honestly, I don't think it matters which one. You know, my goal is really to just to kind of inspire you guys. It's not necessarily to make you guys go out and buy everything I'm using. So I'm going to use our watermark. If you have one, I'm sure it's just as good. So go for it. And I'm going to get all set up here. I've got this little static sack here that I'm going to go ahead and rub over that so that I don't get excess. All right, let me line this up. I'm going to put this one down here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the word better. I'm going to angle this a little bit because I need some room. Stamp that. Move that one off, and I'm going to put my glasses. So I don't want to stamp this upside down. That wouldn't be good, would it? This one is the Hope You Feel. And now I'm going to take our white embossing powder. This is our LDRS white embossing powder. And I'm going to put that right over the top of that. There we go. You get this out of the way. Oopsie. Okay. Put the lid on that. And now you're going to hear a little bit of noise, so cover your ears. Now let that heat up for a moment so it's good and hot. And just go right over. There we go. Oh shoot, I just smeared it. Oh, for goodness sake. I just see what I mean about making mistakes? I just ran the heat tool right over it. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. For all of you that are giggling at me right now, I'm going to do that again. Corrine, if you're here, I'm sure you're enjoying that. Let's try this again, because I just messed it up. I can't emboss to save my life. I love that. Somebody wrote that. That's hilarious. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. And of course this has to happen while I'm on camera, right? Well, you know what? It just goes to show you. It happens to everybody. Here, I'm going to go like this. You know what I'm also going to do is, where's my embossing powder? Here we go. I'm going to pour this over it right away because I think I waited too long. And of course I forgot, oh, for goodness sakes, people, what is wrong with me? You know what I forgot this time? You guys are, I am just, I'm having a real problem. Where's my little static thing? Here it is. That's what I forgot. Okay, so I am apparently in the same category as I can't emboss to save my life. All right, there we go. So I have that. I'm going to pour this over here, go down in that direction so it's out of my way. That one worked. And then I'm going to try the Hope You Feel now. My husband is being so sweet, he's not laughing at me. All right, this one says Hope You Feel. Go. And now I'm going to pour this over that one. And I have a couple of little things here where I didn't do it real clearly. But, all right. In the interest of time right now, what I would normally do, and I don't want to waste your time with it, what I would normally do is get like a little paintbrush, a real thin little paintbrush, and clean that up a little bit, but I don't want to spend the time doing that right now because I've already messed this up so many times. All right, here comes the heat tool again. Let's see if I can do this without ruining it. There we go. I should have heated up the tool a little bit first. There we go. There we go. It's a little bit messy because I didn't clean it up, but we're going to go with it. And then next step, I just want to trim this. And yes, it's going to bother me that it's messy, but oh well. Now I'm going to trim this kind of close because I don't have a whole lot of room on that card in order to, to place this. So I'm going to trim it kind of close on all sides. I'm even going to trim off some of that little mess that I created on the side there. And then right here. Okay? So I can set these pieces aside. And then let's get my card base here. I'm going to show you how easily this comes together. Now if you want to score, this is a card base. If you want to score this and go through all that, you can do that. I'm also going to show you a variation on this too as I do this. In this one, I have a yellow background in the original that I did, and in this card, I'm going to use a little rainbow background just to show you how you can kind of change it up a little bit. So let's just put this rainbow background down just to get that started. And let's get this little rainbow here colored up. Now for this, I use Copic markers when I color with markers. And I'm going to show you how easy this is to color. It's so simple. So for the rainbow, I'm going to start with the purple at the bottom. Just want to make sure these aren't going to go out again. Sorry, that was a little note for my husband. So this is really easy coloring. So purple to begin, and then what colors are these? Let me see. That one, in case you're wondering, that was V17. And then really simple. I always turn, when I color, I turn the image. I'm not doing any shading on this. It is just a real simple color. This one is B04. Green is next. And this is G16 or 16. I know people get a little bothered sometimes when I say 16 instead of 16 or something like that, but that's okay. Yellow is next, and this one is Y, what is it, 18? And look at this, even with, I'm using yellow with this hybrid, with this black, there's no smearing. And then the orange is YR68. A simple little rainbow. And then last, R29. There we go. There we go. What a pretty rainbow. Love it. And then what about these little clouds at the bottom of the rainbow? I started off with B02. Here, what if I hold it up like that? Does that help? There you go, B02. And I just kind of popped some color in here. I didn't want them to be completely covered with the blue. I want to leave some white, so I'm just kind of going in with a little bit of color in here. Not being real precise. I like leaving a little bit of the white for a little bit of highlight, and it makes it look like there's a little bit of movement. And then I'm gonna, actually let me get a little more on that one. And then I'm gonna come in with this, the B05. This one's just a little bit darker, and I'm just going to add a little bit of like some darker areas for some interest, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm just kind of starting like where the clouds start to curl up from either the bottom or from another cloud. There we go. So it just gives it a little bit of dimension there. Okay, so from here, oh, wait till you see this. You're gonna love this. I don't even know if I can fit this on the screen. This is my foam tape. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing? Okay, so I'm gonna get a couple of pieces of foam tape because I'm gonna put them on the back of this layer. We have those big rolls of foam tape for when we do shows, like trade shows and stuff. You know what? And it's thin foam tape. So while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to do 2 layers of foam tape because I want there to be a little more dimension to it. I'm going to stand up. If you look on this first one that I did, it really didn't stand up too much from it, and I just want it to be a little more popped up than that. So I'm just going to put 2 layers in here. There we go. See if I can get this off of here. And we're going to put that down. Look how pretty that is. I just think it's so beautiful. Glue. Can you hold this upside down for me? Thank you. It's always nice to have a little assistant next to you. I don't think my husband knew he was going to be my assistant, but he is, and he's a great one. Okay, so I've got some foam tape here. Now the foam tape I have is really kind of fat, so I'm just going to cut this in half the long way. And it's a little too long, so let's cut a piece of that off of there. Let's see. Yes, great assistant. Thank you. He is. He's pretty good. If you guys knew, oh my goodness, how much he has been doing to help me prepare and set up for this. Oh, there's my whole head. Oh, did you see my roots there? We're going to talk about those in a minute. Oh. There we go. There's that. Sorry about my head. Okay. You guys are seeing a whole side to me you didn't even know existed, right? Isn't that great? Aren't you the lucky ones? Alan, I'm missing some letters here. Oh, thank you. But look at this. Look what my assistant did. He gave me all my letters already on a sticky note. I think my husband just taught me something about crafting. How cool is that? Look what he did. He lined them all up on the sticky note, on the sticky part of the sticky note. So it says love you backwards. Here's what it is.
In the die.
Here's what he did. He laid the letters in the die like this. Here's what he did, because this is like the coolest thing. He I'm telling you, he's a good guy to have around. So he laid it in there like that, and he laid, all lined up. And then he took the sticky note, the sticky part, and he laid it over the top of it like that on my alcohol markers note. And then it's all lined up and ready for me. So all I have to do is, here, let's do this one first. Let me make sure this is going to line up. Oh, and that one says blender. Those are the little notes that I put on my my paper so that I know what they are. So all I have to do then is kind of put my glue on here. These are all lined up and ready to go. And hopefully this is going to work. There you go. And then I can lay this, I'm going to move this down so you don't see the top of my head again. I'm going to lay this down here like this. I don't know if I have that centered because we'll see. And then I can peel up the sticky note. And look at that. Look how perfectly placed that is. Telling you, I'm married to a genius. Oopsie, a little too much glue. There we go. I think I saw that some of our design team were on here as well, I think on the Facebook group. And so you guys have probably already, know what a great guy I happen to be married to. Not sure how he got so, I'm sorry, how I got so lucky. He's laughing. He thinks I'm funny. There we go. Look at that. How cute. I gotta remember that trick. My husband turned into a crafty hubby when we were preparing for our last trade show. So here we go. Here's two versions of the same card, and here is even third card. All three of these you can do, let me see if I can line these up, with one stamp set. How cool, how fun. Yay. So I told you, let's see if I can find it in here. Let's see. Let me see on my screen. Uh-oh, we went dark again.
Just give it a second, 30 minutes.
Where is my, oh, there it is. Oh, that thing is on the screen over there. That's weird. Oh well. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing. Let's go back to here. Here's what I want to show you. See if I can pop this up on the screen really quickly. All right, see that? You guys are like, what is she doing? I am a 52-year-old woman and my hair is not this color. And so I put that up on the screen because a friend of mine, we were talking earlier today, and we were talking, it was like, what do you do with your hair? Because you can't go to get your hair styled. And so that is something that my mom actually told me about. She was a hairdresser, and she kind of told me about this. It's called Tween Time. You can get it on Amazon, and I think it's the coolest thing. It's like a little stick. It's kind of waxy, and so you can put it right on your roots and right around your face. And I'm telling you, ladies, it's just a little note, just a little something, because everybody needs a little help every now and then. Anyway, we're going to do a little giveaway, and if I can find, I know I can't get it off the screen. How do I get it off the screen? Here it is. There we go. I'm learning. Okay, I want to give away this stamp set because y'all are probably waiting for that. Let me find it. And I said that we were going to give away something every time we meet. We're meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm going to give away a stamp set, the Puddle Jumper Stamp Set, and the Rainy Day stencil. And let's see who it's going to go to. I'm going to look at the comments on YouTube, and I'm going to count 6 comments up from right now from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Susan Klein. That's who it's going to go to this time. Let's see if I can bring that on. I can't find. Here we go. Let me see. See if I can bring that. Can you guys see it right there? It's right there. I gotta figure out how to do this better. But that is the one. That is Susan Klein. That is the one that's going to go. Is going to get this. So here's what I would say to you, Susan. Gosh, how can I get your information? Can you? Well, you know what? I'm just going to give you my email address. My email address is AJ Hunt, my last name, AJHUNT, at LDRS creative, name of my company, .com. Send me an email because I need to have your mailing information so I can get these out to you. And I want to show you another little fun thing. I had these made up. I think they were kind of fun. See this? This is a lip balm, and it smells yummy. It's Mango Tango, and it feels wonderful. I'm going to pop one of those in there for you too. We're putting those in orders starting next week. Everybody's going to get one when we send orders out. So I'm going to get that out to you too. So I think I made it through. I hope it was fun for you. I hope you learned something. I had fun. Now y'all know how goofy I am and how I'm not very serious a lot of the time, and you'll probably see a lot more of that in the days to come. But thank you so much. I loved spending this time with you. We're going to do some more fun things on Tuesday. You know what, Anna, give me the stack. I'm going to give you guys a little preview. And you know what? I didn't schedule these so they had to be cut to an hour, so I'm not going to worry about that. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. There's more over there. I'm going to show you guys, give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on what I'm going to be doing next week. This already used stamp set is called Crazy for Daisies. Look at the back of that. I've already started painting. I love watercoloring. That's my favorite thing to do. So I started painting this, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to make some sort of card with it, and we're going to do that next week. I also want to talk some more about our stencils. These are, let me turn it this way so you can see them. These are more scene building stencils because they're absolutely fantastic and I love working with them. And so we're going to be looking at those next week. I've had several people ask me about video and working with this kit. This is our Fairy Garden Spinners kit. This we did on, we had this on HSN, and it is so much fun. It's a big, huge kit. So we're going to build a card with that. But I want to show you also these dies. These were not available on HSN. We have these in our store and retail stores all over the country. When you see this shape right here, this little garden shape around, that is this die shape. And then we also have in that kit we have this wreath. So the whole point behind these two dies is to be able to make your own spinners with whatever characters, whatever stamps you already have, and this makes it super, super easy. And so we're going to talk about those on the same day that we talk about that kit. And I also want to build some really, really easy, fun cards for you guys with our Bunny Fun cards and the Fairy Fun cards. So, so I have a lot planned for next week, and we're going to have to squeeze it into just 2 days. So it's going to be Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. I hope you guys will come back. And I think that is it. So not sure what you're watching on Netflix or whatever today, but go relax or go color. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Yeah, good night. I will see you soon. Stay safe.